Hey YouTube, just want to make a follow-up video. The response has been great to my video. The likes, the dislikes, the comments, whether they're good and bad, whatever, I just sharing the video to share my experience. Just want to answer some questions and comments you guys had. There were a lot of questions, a lot of comments. One of the biggest ones in the beginning was, does your wife like the Goldwing? At first she didn't like the look. She chose the willow green and cream color on the Indian. That was her favorite color. She didn't really, I think, care for much of the other features on the bike because it really didn't concern her. She was the passenger. But as far as the Goldwing goes, she's got a higher backrest, so she feels much more secure. Her back feels better. Her feet are, once again, firmly planted on some floorboards, so it's not an issue. She's got heat if she needs it. She's also more covered by the windscreen, the fairings. But the suspension's not as great as the Indian, so she says she feels a little bit more of the bumps. So in the future, I might look at upgrading the suspension. You guys asked me, why don't I just get a car? I've been asked this a lot. And if you feel so inclined, I want you to use Google Street View, and I want you to go into Jackson Heights, Queens. And I want you to start walking around and tell me if you see much parking available. Okay, well, there's a lot of cars. You'll be circling for 20-30 minutes looking for a parking spot here in the city after you come home from work, and I really don't have the patience pushing a bike between two cars. It's much easier for me for both alternate side. Bikes are cheaper for gas, tolls, insurance. I can go on and on for the benefits of a motorcycle, as well as getting through the traffic of New York City easier. On the Goldwing I can't do it, but on my other bikes I cut through a little bit of the traffic here and there, so it makes life a lot easier. So I just want to talk about people commenting about road salt. The 2016 I owned was from August 2016 until February or March 2017, I should say. Okay, that bike had a bunch of problems that had nothing to do with the paint. I got my 2017 Roadmaster at the end of March. So April, May, June, 3 months into the bike's ownership, I changed the fenders in the middle of June because of corrosion. Then July, August, September, and near the end of September, I changed them again. This is normal rainstorms, no salt at all, okay? And then from September to February of 2018, the fenders rusted again. And in January and February of that set of fenders, yes, it did see some road salt, the first of it at all. Okay, so the bike was going through a ton of corrosion with just regular rainstorms. Okay, just riding in the rain some days when I have to go to work, it's not that big of a deal. It shouldn't be that big of a deal. I have two bikes out on the street right now, sitting there uncovered, getting rained on every other day, and they're not rusting up in a couple of months because I would have been anal, noticed that, and had a real big problem with that. Okay? Things shouldn't rust just from being rained on. Okay, salt's another story. I understand that. These roads are not salty all the time. I'm not riding all the time in the salt. It's only a couple of months out of the year, and it took a long time for me to get to that point, guys. So you can leave salt out of it. I know I said it in the video, and everyone's just holding on to that and using that as a cop-out. That's fine, but just keep in mind the bike did not see salt for many, many months into the ownership, okay? On the comments, like so many others, did Polaris respond to the video? Like, did they say anything to me? They had saw my thread. They're watching the forums, guys. You guys know that already. A lot of you make forum threads saying, hey guys, Polaris, are you listening? Blah, 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 blah. They do see that. They saw my forum threads. They saw my video. I don't know how they found my video. Someone must have sent it to somebody, but I get an email from the senior director of product planning. He tells me he's sorry that their products didn't work out for me, that I gave them multiple chances to get it done, They know that I've moved on to a Goldwing, but they still wanted to make it right. They didn't have to do that. So on that end, they had great customer service, okay? All right, with that being said, guys, I just want to thank you again for all the comments, likes, and the subs. I didn't expect the Indian video to get as much attention as it did. It's just my experience. I'm not trying to push anyone in any sort of direction. The video wasn't to deter people from buying an Indian motorcycle. Okay, this is not an Indian versus Harley thing. This is not an American versus Japanese thing. My Goldwing's doing great. I've had my Goldwing since the end of February, as you know, and I've been riding that thing every day. It's been through snow and salt, rain, hell and high water, and it's doing just fine. I haven't seen any spot of corrosion on the thing. I don't want anyone to think that I'm knocking Indian motorcycles. I just need that they think that they need to step up the quality assurance on their paint job or redesign the fender or both. That's it. And all the other things, quirks and electrical issues, will probably work itself in time. I look forward to seeing the Indian motorcycles in the next 10, 20 years, you know, giving people a choice in American Iron. And like I said, if the flat track racer comes around, I might give that bike a chance. With that being said, guys, ride safe, ride hard. If you see me out there on the road, say hi.